year's 2005. Our guest here today moved into Kentucky from Ohio and took the state by storm, winning the 2004 125-pound state championship along with his brother from Lawrence County. So, sir, if you would, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jacob Murton, assistant coach at Campbellsville University, three-time state champion from Lawrence County.
And as you can tell, move out of the way just a little bit, we're in the Campbellsville University wrestling room. They just finished up practice, and like I said in the 04 video, you can tell you're in this is a phenomenal wrestling room, 3 full mats down, but it is hot as a wrestling room could be. Like I said earlier, the heat bill for this place has to be in the tens of thousands of dollars.
We keep it warm, but
especially during wrestling. I think I've lost 3 pounds just sitting here doing the first video. But Jacob, man, thank you for having me down here. Thanks for doing this. And we'll jump right into it. 2004, you move into Kentucky. You take the state, what's going on? Jacob and Jarius Murton, oh my gosh. And 2005 comes around. I mean, I don't want to speak before I let you say it, but I would have to imagine there is no doubt in this world that you're thinking, I want to wrestle the best in the state. I want to defend this championship and show that you can't beat me. Am I pretty close?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that we always said in our household. Like, real champions defend their championships. That's what makes true champions. It's great to win one championship.
Right.
But, it's one of the hardest things to do in the sport of wrestling to defend your title. You see it all the time, especially at the college level. Guys win national championships and then may never All-American again. So defending your championship or your title is one of the hardest things.
And with like the I don't know the name of the channel, but there was a YouTube channel that just popped up on my feed, and they started posting all the old, like the tournament style UFCs. Your Gracie, Shamrock, Severins, all those guys. And you can directly look back and say X amount of, kids now in wrestling, well, not kids now, but men now, or program started because, a principal or somebody that maybe wrestling in high school, watch Royce Gracie, watch Dan Severn, watch Ken, watch all these tournaments in UFC back when it first started, and it was like, man, Royce Gracie's the baddest dude on the planet. But what the allure for everybody that was coming to that tournament was everybody wanted a shot to beat him.
They wanted to see him lose. And
like they used to do those little interviews, those vignettes right before they, I'm 8th degree black belt, Taekwondo, 197-0, Royce Gracie, I'm coming to, kick your butt. And he would keep coming back to, he won UFC 1, UFC 2, he fought in UFC 3, he beat, I think, Chemo, but ended up having to forfeit due to injury, comes back UFC 4, and all these people won it 2, 3, 4, they knew he was the champion. Now, I hearken that to you saying people knew who Jacob Murton was, they knew who Jarius Murton was, and they wanted to beat you. Mm-hmm. There was no other, they didn't want to, just wrestle you, they wanted to beat you.
Yeah, you had the target on your back when you're the top-ranked guy or the returning champ. Everyone's going to bring their best match.
Every tournament you go to.
Every time.
And that was, in doing some research and all that kind of stuff, I was looking through it, and I was just like, we'll talk about it when we get there, but like you said, you walk into a gym, social media, I don't know if MySpace was around in 2005. I know like the instant messengers were, but still, word was able to get out of who you guys were. Like you couldn't just hide like you could in like the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah, there was still the wrestling forums.
Oh yeah.
I didn't pay attention. My dad, they're for the fans. Fans love to get in there, and that's great. But for the athlete, you avoid that stuff. You block all that out. None of that means anything.
And I'm sure, all off season, even in the season, I'm sure I don't know this for certain, but I'm sure somebody in a wrestling room somewhere had a photo of you like up and like whoever their varsity 130 was, like, I'm coming for you.
They should have, yeah.
I'm coming, Jacob Murton, Royce Gracie, I'm coming for you. You're my motivation. So that's kind of cool that, you were considered the pinnacle. Like, I'm Jacob Murton. I don't want nobody else. I want Jacob Murton. I'm calling him out. I want Jacob Murton. Well, let's go over your 2005 bracket. Now, 2005, 135 pounds. I've got you, well, I don't have you, the bracket has you. First round, wrestling Andrew Mitchell out of South Oldham. You win that by a fall in 56 seconds. In the second round, you're wrestling Ben Mason from Campbell County, tech fall, 15-0. In the quarterfinals, Eric Anderson from Tates Creek, 3 minutes, 49 seconds. In the semis, you're wrestling Robert Smith from Louisville Eastern. You win that by a 9-4 decision, and Robert comes in fourth that year. Now, I was at this state tournament, and I remember plain as day watching that match because everybody in the gym or in the building there at the dungeon, that was like the best match going on. I even think the announcer come on was like, fans, defending state champion Jacob Murton's in a battle on mat 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think he might have scored the first takedown. He came out. He's real physical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the right mindset. Come out there and get after me. And I know we might have hit heads or something at the beginning or so. But, yeah, every time I was wrestled with Robert, we were in a fight. He had a mean headlock, so it would keep me on my toes. I couldn't attack as much because, you know, he was very strong and he could get me in danger. So that was what could keep him in the match, definitely.
Right.
And then I remember we had met a few other times throughout the year, but Robert was a very strong physical wrestler, and he had some things that I had to watch out for.
And like I said, I remember because they was kind of, I'm not saying nervous energy, but everybody's like, you know, ooh, man, can he get off the bottom? You know, is he going to be able to get the turn? But, you know, of course, end up winning 9-4 decision. Now, in the finals, you're wrestling Brandon Howard from Sheldon Clark. Now, why is that important? Good question. I'm glad you asked. In case you don't know, the week before, you wrestled Brandon in the regional finals.
Correct.
I think it was at Johnson Central.
It was.
And there was about a 3-second period where everybody in that gym thought you were on your back. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you were. I think Brandon may have got a halfway decent throw or whatever it was
we were in the leg ride, and he kept trying to do either, some people would call it a kamikaze or pike and roll, and he kept trying to get me hung up underneath. He kept trying to do the defensive pin stuff. So every time he would go into that position, the crowd would just go crazy.
Because, like I said, man,
I would start getting near fall points in that same moment. So.
Right.
Come on, Jake! Come on, Jake, you got him easily, honey. Here you go, Jake. Easy, come on.
so you're wrestling Brandon. Of course, you beat Brandon the week before, but you match up with him again in the state finals. I'm gonna talk about this later on. We'll bring it up now. Back when we done your Beast of East video, you gave me a box of tapes. There's like 58 tapes.
Correct.
Of you and your family, you wrestling, just general. You know how it is when you home videos. And I converted all them for you. And we took 58 tapes and put them onto this one little 64 gigabyte memory card. And I can't
part of my life on that one little thumb drive.
And I can't wait. Well, I'm going to give it to you now. I can't wait for you and your family to enjoy those and all that. But putting the tapes on, I would put them in the VCR, hit the convert on my computer, and just get up and do whatever throughout the house. I didn't sit and watch it. But the ones I did get to sit down and have to go through and cut or edit or whatever there was a video of you guys on Christmas morning getting a wrestling mat.
Correct.
I don't know how old you guys were. You couldn't have been very old, but
we'd have been in grade school, in elementary school, correct?
Younger. And I think as soon if you guys wake up, come out of your bedroom, and I guess Santa Claus had already brought it, and as soon as you guys see it, your dad's hit a move, and you guys are doing spin drills and front headlock drills and all this kind of stuff.
And everyone in the neighborhood coming
Oh
over,
yeah, dude!
Getting the boxing gloves on or wrestling. We were going to get some kind of combat in.
Absolutely. So you was able to get a wrestling mat, and the amount of matches that you had at YMCA events, just in a random building somewhere up there in Ohio, and you know how youth mats cut up, sliced into 4 or 2, whatever it was, and just all over pretty much the state of Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, just going to meets. And the match with Brandon Howard is in there. I may insert a little bit of footage, that way you guys can see it. Now, Brandon is a friend. Brandon, I actually sent him the video to this, and he was like, "Man, it's too short. I can't even watch it, man. I don't even know what happened there."
He's a very tough competitor.
But Sheldon Clark has a great program. Now they're Murton County. Sheldon Clark had a great program. Brandon is one of their great wrestlers. He just ran into a very, very tough opponent. I mean, I say in another weight class, maybe in another year, Brandon is on top of the podium. But man, when you run into a Jake at Murton, it's hard to hard to beat somebody like that. But Jake, man, let's go ahead. Now, of course, this video has the introductions, the match, and it has the awards. So let's go back to the dungeon. Let's do this. Of course, well, I'll wait till. Being ranked number 12 in the state might be a little bit of a falsehood, because Brandon was better than that.
Yeah, he was a fighter, man. That was one thing I remember, I give a lot of credit to those Eastern Kentucky boys. There's a lot of fighters, a lot of tough kids that I've met, even that didn't even wrestle that I went to school with.
Yeah.
There's just some fighters out there.
There you are.
They're out there throwing hands already. Yeah, I got a little chippy in our last match, I remember.
Yeah, so right out of the gate, you get a takedown. Pretty hard mat return right there, which is good wrestling. I mean, there's no. All right, we're out of bounds. And, in case you're not familiar with the geography of Kentucky, Martin and Lawrence County border each other, so you guys could have met on the county line there and
we were about
duke it out.
10 miles away.
Get on US 23 there, 645, and duke it out.
Yeah, the old country music highway.
That's right. Let Tyler Childers place him or Ricky Skaggs or.
Yeah, I went to high school with him. We went to the Y Club meetings together. And
really?
Stayed together, yeah. I think he was a grade below me.
So you get legs in right there, potentially dangerous. Brandon knows what's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows. Like
they were
you said,
training their leg defense. They were doing a really good job. He was. Main thing is keep moving from bottom right there, and that's what he looked for, a lot of defensive pin type stuff he's trying to attack me. And
right.
That's what a lot of leg riders can't deal with, is when a guy tries to attack them, and that's what he did a really good job.
And
but
there, he rode right into that.
One mistake, but it could have been, it would have been a great match. He was a fighter. He wasn't going to give up.
There it is.
I just kind of knew what he was going to be doing. He did a lot of rolling and stuff like that, so I just kept my hips high when he went to roll and let him fall underneath me. But I like You know, he was a tough competitor. I wanted tough matches.
Right.
You know, I wanted guys who were gonna fight me, because the guys who were gonna attack, you know, that's when the best wrestling is gonna happen.
Right.
So he came out trying to put together his best match, and I was able to capitalize.
And it was a good game plan on his part, like you said,
Right.
to try to
Yeah, the worst thing you could do as a defensive guy with a leg rider is to try to lay down there and just try to lock up and just try to keep you got to start moving your hips and start attacking at that guy, and that's what he would do, so he could get himself in positions where he may have caught me, but
just wrong turn at the wrong time, man.
yeah, I was ready at that moment.
And of course, we got the medal ceremony now in 2005. I think it was Kyle Rochelle, one of the most outstanding.
Correct.
But Kyle's a great wrestler. I mean,
Very tough wrestler.
there's no knocking
Great
that.
wrestler and great coach.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got it going out there at UTC right now,
Yep.
Chattanooga. They're doing great.
And I think that's where you guys have seen Cole Thomas's video. I think Cole's
Yeah.
there now.
Yeah. Yeah, another very tough wrestler, Cole Thomas.
And then I think this was the guy.
Robert Smith.
Yeah, from Eastern Smith.
Yeah, he was very tough. Pat Banks there, I think, in third.
Brandon, Brandon, we know you're going to be watching this. We're going to tag you in the video, of course. There you are on top of the podium again. And Danny Upchurch giving you the medal again, so Wayne County. So, great opponent, just one little wrong turn at the wrong time, and he had, got caught. Great, which that's a testament to you, knowing that, I guess, as many matches you've had, and knowing yourself well enough, knowing how to ride the legs, is when you felt it, you knew what to do. I mean, there was no hesitation. As soon as you felt it, boom, you hit it, and it was there.
We teach that a lot as, leg rider. You can't be, when you're mat wrestling, it's not for lazy wrestlers. So when I'm on top, if I'm turning you, I can't just, lay on my side and think that you're not going to fight. They're going to fight hard, so I stay ready in push-up position, basically. So if they turn into me, I can elevate, let them slip underneath, and if they do, then they're going to be trapped in bad position. And at that moment, he turned, and I was ready, and I capitalized.
So 2004, 2005, you're a junior this year. Now, of course, your brother, Jarius, won in 2004 and 2005 as well.
Correct.
So, I mean, you couldn't let your brother win, you not win, or vice versa. He couldn't, you win and him not win both years either. So, but your brother was a year older than you, and he, of course, was a senior in 2005. So, that's all we have for 2005. We're going to go to 2006 and watch Jacob win it 3 years in a row, man. We'll see you guys in 2006.